Greetings, YouTube. You are staring at what has surely become a routine site for those of you who are uncollected. And I wasn't even really sure if I was going to review this month, but I got several requests of people who still want me to grade this offer every month. I don't know if they enjoy seeing the depreciation of value and of my grade, because months ago I actually gave this like a B+ to A- with a ceiling of certainly a high A. But as the game has evolved, certainly since July 4th, the overall value of this has gone down, and I really am quite disappointed that Cabal continues to not change or buff this offer. They need to at least add an additional 1,000 5-star Hero Crystal Shards to make this a 6,000 5-star Hero Crystal Shard offer, to have it be at least back to the value it was about 3 months ago. But regardless, I promised that I would review it, and so I took a screenshot when I was pretty much asleep in the middle of my 24-hour stream, and actually completed the first Uncollected path fully. And this is the big reminder. If you haven't seen this before, if you just became Uncollected, and I suppose that's why I should keep making these videos, because if you just became Uncollected, you haven't seen this before, and it might catch you by surprise. But you should still be pretty familiar with the fact that an offer comes up, because even if you aren't Uncollected, you've surely seen the same thing, if not on Master, on the Heroic or Normal or even Beginner difficulties. This is what Cabal likes to say is their best offer, but it is still trash compared to some of the best we've seen, because it no longer takes into account the 2-to-1 ratio, which is the gold standard now at minimum of 5-star shard ratio to units. Meaning, for every unit that you spend, you should expect to get 2 5-star Hero Crystal Shards back in return. So, for example, right now, it is asking you to spend 4,520 units, which is a 15% off discount for the first half an hour of the deal. That means, if we are to keep the July 4th ratio, you would have to get about 9,040 units in order, or 9,040 5-star Hero Crystal Shards from your units, excuse me, in order for that 2-to-1 ratio to stay in place, because that's what we saw. I think we saw 3,000 units for 6,000 5-star Hero Crystal Shards on July 4th. So, because we are not seeing that, the value continues to go down, and now I would not put this, especially compared to July 4th, at a higher than a C grade. Now, of course, if you are one out of the 20% of the people who get a 5-star from the Legendary Crystal, then suddenly that's an additional 10,000 5-star shards worth of value, and you're getting far more than the 2-to-1 unit to 5-star ratio, as you'd be getting what's essentially 15,000 5-star shards for 4,520 units. Now, I also do want to say there are several amazing items in this bundle. The level 5 team health potions, the level 3 revives, the level 2 team revives, yeah, you can get those normally, but are still good. You can also get some fantastic 30% boosts, which are only available in these kind of offers. And last but not least, some energy refills. So I still don't think it's going to be a bundle that you regret as much as, say, if you spend 4,500 units on the new Red Skull Grandmaster Featured Crystal and just get 3 stars. That is a much, much, much worse value for your units. And it kind of amazes me, because I see a lot of people who just say 4,520 units is such an insane amount of units to spend that you should never consider this. But then some of those people are the same people that are spending 4,000 units easily to get the new 5-star champ that you have less than a 1% RNG to get. And so they're spending 4,500 units to essentially just get a bunch of 4 stars if they're lucky, and 3 stars mainly. And so if you're me and you want to get guaranteed value, you actually have a far worse chance to spend your units on Grandmaster Featured Crystals than on something like this, where you have a guaranteed 20% chance for the 5-star and the Legendary Crystal, but most importantly, a guaranteed half of a 5-star Hero Crystal Shard, which, if you combine that with the Gwenpool at the Movies event this month, you're going to easily have enough shards to buy a 5-star Featured Crystal. And even though I'm not going for those because Stark Spidey is not in them, for the average summoner who doesn't have a Hyperion or a Ghost Rider or an Archangel, you're gonna really want to spend an extra 5,000 shards to put yourself in a position to get about a 50-50 shot at least a high-end demigod tier champion. So, this is one of those months that you might be tempted to get this, but as I remind you, don't spend cash on units to get this. you can easily, by the end of the month, if you grind in the arena daily, and you're a free-to-play player especially, get yourself this deal with units without spending a dime. And of course, if you're a free-to-play player, you don't have a dime to spend. Maybe you're a high school student that's got no money. Heck, maybe you're just an adult that doesn't want to spend money on a mobile video game. No matter what you are, make sure that you don't complete that first path of Uncollected until you've got the 4,520 units, and then immediately purchase it. Do not wait, because if you wait more than half an hour, it goes to a price tag of 5,000 units, and at that point, it certainly is not worth your money, as it goes back to that dreaded 1-to-1, 1 unit for 1 5-star Hero Crystal Shard ratio. So I would still put this at a very average C, but this still has a ceiling of at least a B+ if you're lucky enough to get the Legendary Crystal to put you at 5-star. But to be honest, most people are still going to get a 4-star out of that. So I would just say, kabam, Lord knows you're probably not watching this, but if you are, please make this better. Uncollected players, especially as the difficulty ramps up, and certainly this month it did, they need to have more of an incentive to spend their units on offers. I would like to see in the future some Tier 2 Alpha Shards, and eventually, I don't care if you have to double the price. Let's see some Tier 5 basic opportunities from this. Give people an incentive to want to be Uncollected even more. And if they know that there's Tier 2 Alpha Shards and Tier 5 basics, even if they're not a high amount from these, and they know that the only way they're going to see them is if they become Uncollected, you're just going to motivate even more players to become Uncollected. So those are my 2 cents for this. I know that the offer is the exact same as previous months, and that's why the grade continues to go down. But at the same time, there are some people who haven't seen this before. Maybe they are new to YouTube, even if they've been playing the game for a while, and that's why I'm going to continue to do this, even though, frustratingly enough, the breaking down of the items has remained the same as it has been since, I don't know, February. Anyhow, thanks for watching YouTube, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend.